why I like so much this quantum physics against this Einsteinian view, because it's usually, and I think they're idiots, I hope we will agree here generally, usually people claim Einstein was more a materialist, objective reality and so on, while Bohr opened up the path for all this stuff. But I believe that it's almost the opposite, that Einstein is interesting. You know his famous retort to Niels Bohr, God doesn't play dice, and then he even says that I don't believe in personal God, but there is a the divine dimension in this eternal cosmic order, the beauty of laws of nature, and so on and so on. And we all know, Bohr, here I bow my head to him, gave a perfect answer. Don't tell God what to do. I think that if, not in the sense of any fully religious sense, but in a sense of a belief in a firm order of our reality, this is, for me, the most basic, even today I would call it not theological dimension, but this belief in what in my Lacanian jargon I call the big other. Even if we don't know it, there is a cosmic order and so on. But you know that here I think that quantum mechanics opens up a path to a much more radical materialism, and I put it, maybe you know the story, in this way, and I was so glad, narcissistically. 2-3 months ago, I watched on Austrian TV an interview with the Austrian guy, Zeilinger, one of the three, okay. And the interviewer, a lady, asked him, literally mentioning my name, that what about my idea that quantum, this old joke that I like to repeat, you probably know it, that quantum physics demonstrates that God is an imperfect, lazy idiot, you know, that God was too lazy to determine things to the end, and we, as it were, went too far. And he said that there is a long, at least in Europe, a long-standing joke about this, that quantum physics is one big proof that God is lazy. He didn't want to do all the work, you know, and that now. So I think this is my big effort. We are on the same line here, I think. How to read quantum mechanics in a strict materialist way. How to get rid of all this. You know, quantum mechanics means, you know, the whole syllogism is horrible. Quantum mechanics means only observer brings possibilities to reality. A, the universe really exists. B, so there must be a mega observer who is God. But still, let's maybe slowly and getting that conclude with some. So I will have to think a lot more, because I'm still bothered, and I will quote you amply, by your final formula, which is this wonderful one of many worlds interpretation. We can describe the world perfectly, we just don't know where we are in it. My goal, I obviously don't know enough of science, is to somehow, in a totally, not in an idealist way, this means reality has to have an observer, but in a truly materialist way, to somehow find a crack, inconsistency in reality, which is not subject, but which opens up the space for subjectivity. In what sense? Let me conclude before I confuse you. Because we here come at the point of freedom. I read Penrose, who he's one of those who think that you can ground human freedom in quantum phenomena. But I think that even if you accept radical uncertainty, openness, this is not freedom. Freedom is not, as intelligent people point out all the time, freedom is not contingency. Freedom is a different sort of determinism. I do that because I decided so and so on. So this quick link, and it's very popular among cheap philosophers today. Oh, but doesn't already quantum physics open up the space for freedom? But wouldn't it, if we were to be able, I'm returning to your idea of this ideal observer, which would have seen the entire picture, all the possibilities, wouldn't that also involve some kind of return to simplicity? I'm not saying that it is a simplistic image. It's very complex. I know all the options and so on. But in a way, it would have been a flat world. I know, and that's why I still have hope in Iran. I have connections there on the opposite side. And they told me, still you cannot compare Iran in spite of all that's going there now with something like Saudi Arabia. Women were able to protest precisely because they have a strong role. For example, it's a common joke there that the big guy is a minister, usually a man. Although even this is not the case. You have 1-2 feminine ministers in government. But immediately, when you make a business deal, you discover that the minister is an idiot. And you have to talk with persons around him who are in majority women. Don't underestimate Iran. It's tremendous. They are so crazy, they translated 15 of my books. It's intellectual. No, this is not a good sign for them. It's a sign of confusion. What I want to say is that it's intellectually alive. While in other countries, Egypt and so on, it's very tragic how little they translate. They simply don't have this humanities, social sciences life that we have. Iranians point out they are not simply a Muslim country, they are Farsi, Persian, no? And they always proudly point out we are not Arabs.